So the overt brain are actually the physical signatures of our life. An intelligent overt brain is generating the intelligence, but the mind generates the wisdom. So the wisdom is the movement of occult mind, and intelligence is the product of your anatomical brain. So the anatomical brain is an hardware and the mind is the software. So the conscious mind is wise and analytical, and the subconscious mind is responsible for execution and implementation. So everything is in the control of the mind, nothing is under the control of brain. So the all behaviors, attitudes, and attributes needs activation through the anatomical platform under the wisdom of the heart. This is very important. This is very important to understand. So the manifested brain works with the unmanifested mind software. By the interactions that happens between the vortexes of the heart and the waves of the brain in a binary system, 0, 1. The life is a product of 0, 1. The humans are 0 and the developer is 1. Right? So the God. Now the next question is, what are the commands of registration process? Because the signature is required for the registration. So we are discussing the live signatures. So where is the registration process? Delta and theta waves cultivate a state of mind, state of brain inculturation. Observations of all the data from environment with no meaningful activity, but registration and memorization of all desirable commands, and providing the grand operational platform and the coordination with external sensory inputs. And this all the things are basically dependent on the availability of a software language that is an attribute of your heart, that is an attribute of your spirit. So the spirit is a language software language that runs the physical body. Right? If there is no spirit, there will be no light in the life. If there is no software in the computer, the DOS will be 0, no performance. And if the software is present and hardware is missing, again 0. So both are required. Software and hardware both are required. If the soul is there, but no physical body, 0 life. And physical body is there and there is no spirit, again life 0. So the next question is, what is the life interactive language? Where is the life interactive language present? Human brain's motherboard develops an interactive language based on the data recorded from 5 senses. Meaningful commands of the biological interactive language comes through the spirit. Now the next question is, how the human responds and reacts. material physical world life. Me and you are sharing the material physical life. This life is enveloped in the deep shadows of our own dreams, options, choices, and selections. The cascade of life depends on the dynamic exchange of information, beliefs, and behaviors. Repeated replies of the life. Life continuously replies you. Life always gives the answer to your choices. Huh? Am I right or wrong? So life events always give you the reply. If you are thinking good, the events that are bounced back to you would be good, positive, and vice versa. So repeated replies of the life, previous examples of the known models, and prototype information provides extra fuel in life run. And if the source of that extra life is not right, is based on your logical mind, secular knowledge, no connection with revealed knowledge, you may end up with some hot situation. This is very important. Now the next question is, despite everything, why the humans have non-linear interactions? We have everything in our hands. We are the super beings. Even then, not most of us, but rather all of us are experiencing the non-linear life interactions. Am I right or wrong? Many of us, not all, rather all of us are experiencing non-linear interactions and outcomes in the life. The lives are like this: happiness, sadness, anxiety, fear, pleasure, peace, conflicts, right? So these are the non-linear interactions. The non-linear interactions are only because of loss of focus and undue multitasking. Because of our own choices, because of our wrong choices, selections, even during the sleep, in the dreams we are fighting. Even in the dreams we are fighting. Our lives have become so non-linear. Rather, the day life, in the night life is also gets disturbed. So, open eye life interactions are basically because of our wrong choices and wrong selections and wrong interactions. Now, the next question is, why we are making the wrong choices and what are the essential components, because your wrong choices, wrong selections are basically becomes your habits. Habits. Someone who is habitual latecomer, habitual liar, habitual thief, something like this. So what are the essential components of our habits and paradigms? All examples of the life, models, prototype knowledge, information, experiences, experiments, and environmental responses. They are responsible for our customs and habits and paradigms. The society gives you a lot of fuel. So that's why it is always better to adopt the company of the goods rather than bads. You should not be available for friendship to everybody. Choose your friends. You should be highly selective. Because the environmental responses, experience, your own experiments will cultivate your own habits. And if you are not righteously choosy, you may end up with some disaster. What is next question is, what is meant by deeper brain and mind structures? Where is the mind structure present? Acquired information is stored in the deeply seated subconscious mind and stored and deposited in the data files, and they become the multitude of your customs and habits. They make the multitude of your customs and habits. Now, what is the difference between customs and paradigms? These are two different things. Customs are something that are external. The behavior of so many people makes the customs. But the paradigm is individual. My own paradigm. I am the owner of my own paradigm. So basically, the interaction between your customs and paradigms, when they interact with each other, they produce the automatic responses and reactions against the stimuli and the impulses. So the constructed and configured pattern of information is called paradigm. And paradigm based reactions are exhibited as your behavior. And the paradigm information files contains all the data regarding our responses, rejections, reactions, and acceptance. This is very important. So next question is, how the paradigm is constructed? What is the mechanism of construction of paradigm? Because in the spiritual run, you have to work on your working paradigm. That is an outcome of your information, knowledge, brain, mind, and all this stuff that I am discussing. So in the spiritual journey, you are going to learn, and then you are going to change. You are going to improve the working paradigms of yourself and maybe some other person. So the paradigm is constructed on the basis of the energy vortexes that are coming from your heart and the four brain waves. Basically, two brain waves are very important in the construction of paradigm. The delta wave, the hypnosis, the hypnological imagination and dreams, it is the attribute of delta wave, and theta wave provides you the opportunity to absorb every input or information, but without any filters and filtration. That's why we always say that the brain has no doors and no windows. It's all open. Whatever we are seeing is going directly inside our brain. So that's why we always push the person, seeker, not to see the bad things. If you are continuously exposed to some bad thing, that information will directly go inside your brain. So you cannot change the bad thing, but you can avoid the bad thing. Have you got my point? So at best you need to avoid, because don't allow undesirable information to go inside your brain, because your brain has no filters. There is no filtration mechanism available. Everything just goes inside. Sound and the light goes directly inside your brain. And the brain register and record everything. And brain has no idea whether the information is good or bad, right or wrong. The brain has no idea at all. The brain is blind. Brain cannot make the decision. So basically the delta and the theta waves makes the paradigm program language at an initial level. So this program language taste of different social and environmental experiences, and this program language and experiences provides the future customs and habits. Because the spiritual journey is not possible unless you know the way to handle your own habits and customs and your own working paradigm. So in spiritual journey, we are going to teach you something, how can you alter your own reality. So the appearance of alpha waves means once you cross, this is very important, once you cross the age of 7, there is a closure of habit forming activities. So you should remain focused up to the age of 7. Whatever you will acquire till the age of 7 will be the skeleton or the backbone of your future habits. And appearance of alpha wave is an announcement to participate in the material physical world with generation of proper or improper responses and reactions. So the registration, recording, response and reaction, 4 R's. Registration, recording, response and reaction makes your personality paradigm. Is closed. Whatever is the part of your personality is finished. So alpha wave activity creates the conformational changes in the brain structure. And these conformational changes causes 2 reactions. One very important is the breakdown of your inner silence. At the age of 7, the inner silence get destroyed. All the sounds and the vision start disturbing your internal dialogue. Right? So what we have to go back to our delta and theta wave. And the beta wave, of course, if the beta wave is pacing, we become analytical, we become submissive, we become aggressive and all these things. So this is the final signal. The appearance of delta wave is a sign of maturity as an infrastructure of working intelligence. Although it's good, but it's good if we are using it in the right direction. So working intelligence and belief system. Now the belief system, the delta and the theta wave are the commencements of the behavior, and the beta wave is the completion of your belief system. At the age of 12, your belief system gets complete. Right? So the belief system has 2 components. 95% of your belief system is dependent on your working paradigm, and 5% is a product of your working intelligence. This is very important. Now the next question is, what is the value of active and functional paradigm? Now I'm introducing 2 new terms, active and functional paradigm. Now previously I was using the word working paradigm. Now I'm using the word active and functional paradigm. Active paradigm moves the life. Working paradigm, once it gets activated, it moves the life in forward direction. Active paradigm contains all the information regarding situations, objects, events, and circumstances, and desirable working files, the files of your own response. Desirable working files are basically part of your functional paradigm, and the functional paradigm manifests as your behavior. Now, the next question is, what is the link between paradigm and crime? Crime. What is the link between paradigm and crime? If the paradigm does not contain the desirable file, if the paradigm does not contain the desirable file, four are the outcome possibilities: complete hangovers, insufficient process, neglected response, and uncorrected response is equal to crime. Very important. So, what is the summary of the formation of your belief system? Because working paradigm interacts with your belief system. Broadly speaking, I gave you the construct of paradigm. Now I'm giving you the construct of belief system. Delta and theta wave information is 95% of your belief system. Whatever you have acquired up till the age of 7, that's why we give azan at birth. Because at that time, the azan and iqamat, only delta wave is there. So the first imprint, the God says, give the azan and iqamat. Because it's the very first imprint that becomes the part of delta wave. And delta wave always remember this first imprint. Because whenever the child comes into being, one should not waste a single minute and immediately say azan and iqamat. Because as the time passes, the delta wave would start appreciating the noises and the lights of the environment. So, our culture, our habits, the dada will come, or the nana will come, or the daddy will come, or that person will come, and we delays and we start losing the time. And anyway, it's a different thing. Belief system is basically a product. In other words, belief system is a product of your working paradigm 95% and working intelligence only 5%. Whatever you are acquiring from the schools, from the universities, from the high grade institutions, it just only adds 5% in your belief system. 95% is the part that comes from working paradigm. That's why we are seeing, despite fancy institutes, we are producing idiots and duffers from the institutions. Intellectual idiots. We are producing, our systems globally are producing intellectual idiots. We train and tuned in one direction. We are producing best engineers, but idiot humans. We are producing best doctors, but idiot humans. We are producing best accountants, but idiot humans. Have you got? Because we are just focused on the 5%. We are not working on 95%. We are not working on 95%. So the working intelligence is only 5%. We are polishing. 16 years has passed in the polishing the working intelligence. And in the end, we have produced a clever, liar, and highly skillful engineer or doctor or accountant or whatever, a lawyer. So this is the, and when these skilled people come into actions, we are seeing the outcome. So the belief system is so important. The first 7 years are very important. First 7 years are very important. Now the next question is, what are the types of beliefs? There are two types of beliefs: the pillar beliefs and the navigational beliefs. There are two types of beliefs. The pillar belief, I am a human, not a donkey. It's a pillar belief. And the navigational belief is, I need to learn to get something in my life. It's a navigational belief. So, I don't know what kind of education we are promoting. We are promoting the pillar or the navigational belief system. I have no idea. Now the next question is, what is the phenomenon of enslavement? We all are enslaved, aren't we? Bad customs, habits, paradigms, opinions, choices, selections, desires, dreams, है ना? All are secular, worldly, forward. I need this, I need this, I need this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. So we are enslaved. Huh? So the environmental reaction and responses, unfortunately, has become the commanders of our lives. We in ourselves are no more commander of our life, and we have no connection with God. So the commanders of the life, the environmental reaction and responses, influences your paradigms and your own free choices, enslaved by your own paradigms. This is the process of enslavement. Have you got my point? Now, next question is, what is the link between paradigms and misfortunes? Healthy paradigm navigate well in the life and will win the game. Unfortunate people, those who have unhealthy paradigm. Unhealthy paradigm manifest as miseries of the life and afterlife. Life and afterlife. Life and afterlife. Now the last question, how can a paradigm rectification, how can we rectify our rotten and spoiled paradigms? Now we are grown up, have already crossed the age of 7. So what should be the remedy? How can we influence? Because we know that we cannot influence the brain. Our brains are developed. Our frontal lobes are developed. We cannot change the electrical currents. We cannot influence the vortex of the heart. We cannot change the mind. The good news, yes, this healthy paradigm is treatable. Yes, the remedy is available. Yes, the name of the remedy is Godified Cardio-Linguistic Program. The spiritual knowledge and exercises that has a capacity to change your working paradigm, that can change your data files, that can change your intentions and choices, because this program is not based on logic or philosophy, but it is erected on divine guidelines. So it's not my program, it's not my program, it's not your program, it is the program of the Almighty.